I'm gonna do a close-up for you guys so you can zoom into my face. Excuse my bumps, but yeah. So if you are in for an in-depth review on all of these 3 products, no lies, no, you know, whatever, go ahead and absolutely go ahead and keep watching. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, baby girl. Don't forget to hit it, baby girl. You know what? I'm gonna keep dancing till you hit it. Let's keep dancing till you hit it. Hey. Hello everybody, how y'all doing today? It's your girl Tia Moore and I'm back at it again with another video for you guys. Today's video is going to be on the new Fenty products. So I'm going to be reviewing the Fenty foundation, concealer, and setting powder for you guys. And for my subscribers, I love you all so much and y'all know that already. Alright, so before I jump right into the video, I know a lot of people are going to ask me about my eye look. So I'm just really going to show you guys what I did real quick because I'm not going to record a video on it. When I record eye looks, you guys don't watch it, so I'm just going to tell you guys what you did so you can go ahead and do it. So I used 3 palettes to achieve my eyes, and all 3 palettes are Juvia's Place palettes. So for my lid, for the colors in my lid, like these 3 colors, or 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah, I used this green and this green, and I also used this green as well at the edge right before I stepped in with some black from this palette. This is the Warrior 2. The Warrior 2, that's where I got the black that's at the edge of my eyes. And then this is the, what is this? The Tribe palette. I use this green, and this dark green. I mixed the dark green with the black at the edge. And then I use this orange from the Afrique palette in my crease. And that's what this palette looks like. And then I mixed the orange with this color, with this burgundy reddish color in my crease as well. So that's pretty much what I use to do my eyes. I use these 3 Juvia's Place palettes, the Tribe, the Afrique, and the Warrior 2. So we're just gonna jump right into the video and start talking about the new Fenty products, alright? So I did go to Sephora and I stopped by and got 3 new products. I got the foundation in $4.45 and I'll explain why. I got the concealer in $4.20 and I got the setting powder in Cashew. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the foundation. I'm not really going to do a review on the foundation. I mean, I'm still going to put it on and talk about it, blah, 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 briefly. But I'm not going to do a review because I already did a really good review on the Fenty Beauty foundation when it just launched the first time. So I'm going to leave the link to the link of that video in my description box so you can always go ahead and watch that video. And I'll try to put some note cards on the screen. I don't know what side. So you can always go ahead and watch that video. But I did purchase the Fenty Beauty 445 foundation. Why did I purchase it? Because the first time when the Fenty foundation launched, I got 450 and it worked for me at that time. It wasn't the best match, but it worked perfectly for me. And then after a while, my skin complexion changed a little bit, so I went to 440. But not too long after that, like 3 months down the line, I had to switch my foundation again. So what I did was I mixed 440 and 450 and it gave me a perfect combination, and I loved it, and I've been using that for the longest time. And whenever I'm not using that foundation, I'm using this foundation, the NARS Natural Longwear Radiant Foundation in New Caledonia. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is just so if you use this particular foundation shade, you know we have the same, we're gonna have the same match for Fenty. So that's what I use in NARS New Caledonia. But that's like my favorite foundation right now. Besides the Fenty Beauty foundation, those are the the only 2 high-end foundations I really use right now. And the other foundation I use is the Maybelline Superstay, Maybelline Superstay foundation, the newer Maybelline with the white cap. I use the shade 360 Mocha. So if you use that as well, you know we're the same match for Fenty Beauty. So 445 was one of the newer foundations because I know the foundations were like in 10s and now she added 5. So it was like 440, 450, 460. Now there's 445, 455, 465. There's now 5. So that's an amazing thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and then and then for the concealer and the foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and review those for you guys as well. I know most of you guys are here for the concealer, so I'm just gonna talk about that. As you can see, the concealer and the foundations are pretty much the same. The concealer is like a mini version of the foundation. Same bottle, pretty cute. Both, I don't really know what material this is. It's kind of glassy, but not exactly glassy. But I really like the foundation, the bottle shapes. And then for the powder, I got it in Cashew. And I'm gonna show you guys how the powder came. I still see something in here. So this is what a box looks like. There's something in here that I need to take out and figure out what it is. I hope I remember. Oh, this is the filter thing that you put on the powder. So that's what that looks like, and it's so cool. It has her initials, the brand initials on it, FB, printed on here. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open it and see. I hope it doesn't spill on me. Oh, it already has one. So this is just an extra one. How cool is this? It already came with one, but then they gave me an extra one. So I really like that. So if you didn't know that, you about to get an extra one. That's really cool. All right, so this is pretty much what my powder shade looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in, and we're gonna start off with foundation. So guys, I don't exactly like the Fenty Beauty primer. Please don't kill me, but I really don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. The first time I purchased it, yes, I used the entire bottle till it was done, but after that I've never purchased it again because I'm not really a fan of it. If somebody buys it for me or gives it to me as a gift, I will use it. Absolutely. It's a good primer, but not one of my favorites, so I didn't purchase it again. The primer I currently love so much is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Refined Zone Treatment Cyan. That's what I currently use for priming my skin. So that's what I use. I already primed my skin already. I don't know if you guys can tell. It leaves like a mini white cast. But anyways, let's go ahead to this concealer. So like I was explaining earlier, I always like to put concealer on my smile lines because when I put concealer and I like pack it on with some powder, it covers up my smile lines. Oh my god, I always do that. Is it just me? It has a light, the powder has like a light perfume scent. I like it. Oh wow, that's weird. I like it, but it has a perfume scent. So either ways, I do this before I put on my foundation all the time, just to hide my smile line. Cause now when I put my foundation over it, my smile line doesn't like push through. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the 445 foundation all over my face. And I didn't actually get an opportunity to test it in the store just because I figured, hey, I used to mix 440 and 450, so this should be 445. 445 should work, right? So let's go ahead and try it out. I really hope it works because I don't have time to go return it. But let's go ahead and try it out. I'm gonna put it at the back of my hand. And oh, if you've never used the Fenty foundation before, or you've never watched a review, when I did the first review, I told you guys it dries up like pretty fast. So you have to blend it like really, really fast. Ooh, I guess it's my foundation shade. I mean, I guess we already knew it was going to be, right? From all the mathematics I did. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some more. 1, 2. I wear like full-on foundation, so I like full coverage. Cause I'm one of those people that when I go out to party, I dance all night and my foundation stays put. Like my makeup stays put. It doesn't shake. It does not. Did I just say it doesn't shake? It does not wear off. Unless I get like super sweaty and then I start like cleaning off my face with a paper towel, my makeup pretty much stays on all night. So yeah. And on top of that, I have dry skin too. I have dry skin, guys, in case you didn't know. So yeah. So now that I'm done putting on my foundation, we're gonna go ahead and try out the concealer. Before we try out the concealer, I've been using NARS Amande, as my concealer, which has not been the best match for me, and which is another reason why I was super excited to try the Fenty concealer, because I'm really hoping that it'll be a perfect match for me and I wouldn't have to struggle to mix concealers anymore. I really like the consistency of the NARS concealer. Only problem is their shades are really shitty. Like their shade ranges are really shitty. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna swatch it on this hand. I'm gonna swatch it and then I'm gonna swatch the Fenty Beauty one so you can see, compare both colors. So right here, this is what the NARS Amande looks like. And then I'm gonna swatch the Fenty 420 right below it. No, right below it. So no, let's do it this way. Did that come out? Yeah, it did. Alright. So if you look at my hand, at the top, this is NARS Amande, and right below it is the Fenty Beauty 420. So if you look closely, they're pretty much a very similar match. The Fenty Beauty concealer is a little more reddish than the NARS concealer. But other than that, I'm just gonna go ahead and try this concealer out and see how it works out for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna start off with just a little bit because I don't know how much I think I should use just yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Ooh. Yeah, the applicator is so nice and it's pretty soft. I like that. Okay, it's really soft so far. Ooh. Oh my god. Yo guys, this is crazy. It feels like the NARS one, but the only thing I'm really gonna say is this is way softer than the NARS concealer, but I like it. And it's not drying like the foundation. Actually, it feels radiant. Okay. Get our nose snatched. Do some forehead action. And I'm gonna do the side of my jawbones. I don't know if people still do this, but I do. I always put concealer here because I feel like it just makes everything perfect. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face, and this isn't actually the Urban Decay spray. This is MAC Fix Plus in here. I just put it so I could travel with it. Strangely, I feel like it kind of dried up a little bit. Alright, and then I'm gonna use my Real Technique sponge to blend it. I don't like the Fenty Beauty sponge, so don't ask me why I'm not using it. I really don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I like the shape, the concept of the shape, but the material is not the best in my opinion, so I don't use it. I had it before, but I don't know where it is right now, but I really like the Real Technique sponge, so that's what I'm going to be using. And excuse my face, guys. I have like a lot of bumps going on right now. I went on vacation and I didn't take care of my skin for like a good 4 days. So, yeah. No complaints just yet. Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys this that I've noticed so far. When you're applying the concealer, it's really soft. But when you apply, okay, it's really soft when you're applying it, but after a little bit, it actually like dries. Like, you know how the foundation dries real quick? It doesn't exactly dry, but I feel like if you leave it on your face for more than like, you know how like some people let their concealer sit for a little bit before they come back? They probably go do their eyes or something before they come back and blend it so it can soak into their skin. I don't think that would be a good idea with this because I feel like it actually dries, it like soaks into, it dries up a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. And the concealer doesn't move a lot, so that's a good thing. And also it's radiant. I don't really understand how this consistency can be possible, but it's radiant and dry at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense. It kind of dries out, but it stays radiant. Yeah. Anyways, let's just finish blending this. And you definitely need a damn beauty blender to blend this out. And I don't know, definitely do. Do you guys see that? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how like it kind of leaves like its map lines the way I let it set? I don't know if I'm making sense, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, it kind of dries out a little bit. You have to put in a little bit more effort to blend it. I think I'm going to put a little bit more setting spray to make it soft again. Okay. Very nice blending. Wow. This like, yeah. I like this. I like the way it blends and soaks into my skin. It's like, and you know what's funny? This match, like the concealer and foundation matches so perfect. I'm done blending my concealer and this is what my face looks like. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about a concealer before I go on to set it. So what I did notice is when you, the concealer is really soft. Like it's really soft when you're applying it. The application is so soft. And then after a little bit, when you let the concealer sit for a little bit, it gets a little dry. Like it doesn't get dry that, it's not dry to the point where you can't blend it out, but it gets a little dry. Like it actually like kind of stays in place a little bit, but you can put in some work and blend it out, or not even that much work. But I like that factor. I like that factor because a lot of times I normally, when I use the NARS concealer, this one, I kind of like put it in and I let it sit for like a little bit just because I want it to like soak into my skin a little bit. But with this one, I don't think I have to do that anymore because it kind of like dries up a little bit. And also with the way I blend, I always do this, do this, do this, do this, and then my nose, and then I come here last because I want this to actually soak in. So it works perfectly for me. And then other than that, the concealer is really soft. It dries out a little bit, but not too much. It remains radiant. I don't know if you can see my under eye. It's really radiant, and I don't even understand how this consistency is a possibility. I'm gonna go ahead and set my concealer and see how it goes. Now for the concealer, sorry, now for the powder, I did go with the shade Cashew, which I know wasn't the recommended shade for my complexion, and the girls at Sephora obviously told me not to get it, but this is why I got it, guys, because I don't have a particular setting powder shade I use for my under eye. There's no setting powder that I've ever found that is perfect for me. So what I do is I have 3 different setting powders that I mix together to come up with this shade. It's like a off brownish shade that I use. There you go. That's kind of what I use. This shade right here is what I use to set my under eye, and honestly I haven't been able to find any other shade that matches it. And when I saw this, I was super excited because then I don't have to be mixing powders anymore. I just use this and I'm good to go. So I'm really excited about it. I normally use the same beauty blender I use for my concealer under my eyes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. Yeah, the powder definitely has a perfumey scent, and I like it. I love the scent. Okay guys, I have something to tell you guys already. I think I like the powder, but I think the powder is for people with dry skin, with oily skin. I'm gonna show you what I mean in a second. But 2 things so far. If you have dry skin, please, I don't know if you want to use this setting powder. I don't think it's going to be the best option. I'm going to show you guys why. Look at my face. I hope you guys can really see it. Like, it's kind of like dipping into holes because it's drying out my skin here. And I guess if you have oily skin, this would be like a really good setting powder for you. But it's really drying out my skin and I really want to brush it all off right now. But I just want to talk about it real quick before I do that. It applies really nice and smoothly. I like that. It has a really nice scent that kind of disappears after a few seconds. And my only complaint about this setting powder is the fact that, and I picked the right shade, so that's a good thing too. My only complaint about this setting powder is the fact that it's drying me out. I have dry skin and it's drying me out. Other than that, I really like it. I think it's a really good setting powder. If you have oily skin, you should definitely get it. You're gonna make so much good use out of it. But if you have dry skin like me, I don't know if it's gonna be the best option for you. But other than that, guys, the powder is really nice. You can see for yourself. I don't have to talk too much. It's a really nice color. I picked a good shade. It applies smoothly. It's definitely drying out my freaking skin. Okay, so now I'm gonna contour real quick. I'm gonna be using my Black Radiance contour kit in the shade, I think this is deep dark. It's the darkest one, medium to dark. And this is my favorite contour ever. I used to cream contour a lot. I don't cream contour anymore. I like the Fenty contour, but I'm not so pressed about it. And I'm done contouring. So I'm just gonna use this Morphe x Jaclyn Hill JH05 to take off all of my powder from my skin. And if you notice, I always blend in these two powders at the edge so it could like soak into my skin. It could blend in together seamlessly so there's no harsh lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face and then put on highlighter before we conclude everything, alright? Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my highlight, and I'm gonna be using two different highlighters. I always like to use the first highlighter and then I use the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife as a topper on top of it. So I'm gonna be using the Juvia's Place Heroin 2 Glow first and put the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife on top of it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I like how the Trophy Wife, it has like chunky glitters in it, and when I use it as a topper I absolutely love it. See? And then I'm gonna set my face one more time, because trust me, your highlighter looks best after setting your face. And then I'm gonna go in first with my Fenty Beauty Unveil, and this is a combo I do a lot and I really like it. Alright, so I just used my MAC Night Moth to line my lips with that, and then I'm gonna put a button in the center of my lip. Alrighty, and those are my lips for you guys. I'm gonna set my face one more time. Alright everybody, so this is the final look. This is like everything in total. I'm done doing everything. I'm done putting on the foundation. I'm done setting my face. I'm done putting on my concealer. And this is our final outcome. Once again, I use the foundation in the shade 445. And the foundation, like I said, it dries really quick. It stays matte. I showed you guys throughout the process I didn't have to set my face again, and normally I don't set my face again because I have dry skin. So I just put on the foundation and then I went along and then I put on my concealer. Like I said, the concealer dries off a little bit. It's not like the foundation that dries matte. It dries off a little bit, but how can I say, it dries off a little bit and like lets a little bit of it soak into your skin in a way that when you blend it, it doesn't completely like just wipe off. Some of it still stays on there. So when you blend it out, it's like really perfect. You don't have to actually exactly let your concealer sit on your skin for like a few minutes before coming back to blend it. That serves the purpose. So in other words, please blend your concealer fast. Don't let it sit there for too long, because honestly, I feel like, I haven't tried it, but I feel like if you leave the concealer to sit there for too long, it's probably gonna dry out and you're not gonna be able to move. But yeah, when I put mine, I use a setting spray as well, and I use it to blend it. I always do, not just for this concealer, for every other concealer I use. The concealer is really nice. It's so soft. The applicator is really soft. When you use it, you're gonna be able to tell, you're gonna understand what I'm saying, but it applies really softly. Another thing is, when after applying it, even though I did mention it gets dry on, it dries up a little bit, it's weird, but it stays radiant. Okay, and you guys saw that when I finished applying the concealer, when I finished blending it out, it stayed radiant. Sorry, I have a cold. But yeah, so the concealer stays radiant even after, like, you know, it dries up a little bit, it still stays radiant. And then what else do I have to tell you guys? So that's about it for the concealer. Now lastly, the setting powder. The setting powder has a really nice perfumey smell that disappears after a few seconds, so I don't think it's gonna affect you if you're allergic to scent or anything that has scent in it. It's not really gonna affect you because it fades away after a few seconds. The powder has a really nice thin consistency, and like I earlier mentioned to you guys, I chose Cashew because my own powder combination that I make at home matches the Cashew one. So that's why I went for Cashew, because I don't like the whole banana setting powder, and I don't like the deep setting powders either. I like this, which is a combination of banana and deep, so I love it pretty much. And I'm pretty much gonna stick to this powder now. I'm not gonna have to be mixing my concoction combination anymore, so I'm pretty excited about this. I'm very happy. Now on the downside for this powder, what I will tell you is it's gonna dry out your skin. If you have dry skin, sis, it's going to dry out your skin. Like, it literally, when you go back, if you remember, after I finished setting my face, I did show you guys, it kind of gave me holes in my skin. I don't want to say holes, but it made my pores like very obvious, because it like soaked up all the oil underneath my eyes. And that part freaked me out a little bit, but to be honest, it's really okay, because after I went on, I literally normally shower so much with setting powder, and I sprayed setting powder like 4 times on my face, and after that it feels just fine. And one thing I would say is, if you really like the Fenty powder, if you like the consistency and everything like I do, and you want to stick to it, make sure, and you have dry skin, make sure you use a radiant, like a really nice radiant moisturizing primer underneath, and then make sure you set your face properly. Only thing I do blame myself for is I have dry skin, but yet I stay using like a mattifying primer. I don't know why I do that, but I do it because I want my foundation to stick. So I do it, and I think that's why the concealer, like, really, the combination of that plus the concealer and the powder really soaked up my skin. But regardless, guys, this is a really good foundation and concealer. Like, Fenty has made me proud once more, because I was already a fan. I was a big fan the very first time they came out with their products. I used a whole lot of their products, and I'm still gonna keep using them. And this powder is gonna be New Bay, because it literally matches my at-home combination. Foundation, I no longer have to be mixing foundations anymore. And for the concealer, I don't have to be mixing concealers anymore. Like, I don't know, Rihanna just, you know why I love Rihanna's brand? Why I love Fenty is because it's all about inclusion. Yeah, inclusion, including everybody. She made it the first time she came out with a bunch of shades, in which we all tried to get a shade. You know, she was almost perfect, and I guess she noticed that she wasn't completely perfect. So what did she do? She went ahead and added 10 more shades for all of us, and I'm pretty sure like a lot more people have shades now. Like me, I'm so happy. This is my perfect shade, so I'm very happy about this. Okay, beautiful ladies, I'm back. Before my camera really interrupted me, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope a lot of you actually get something out of this video, because I really hate to make videos that are of no point. I really hope this video helps at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 100 people to figure out what foundation shade they want to buy, and if they actually, not just foundation shade, concealer shade, powder shade, foundation shade, and also if they actually want to purchase these if they actually want to purchase these products, if they're gonna be of any use to them or not. And without saying too much, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah, mwah, mwah.